So you guys, are bringing you something kind of cool today. I've got an old chainsaw. I've been trying to make this video for a little bit now, and I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to run this chainsaw through. But I'm gonna tell you guys why I think having an old chainsaw is something that is just awesome and how it's still applicable today for you to own an old chainsaw. So today, I've got this Homelite XL-12. Now this saw right here was gifted to me by a friend of mine whose friend gave it to him. And so I ended up picking it up, and it wasn't running when I got it, and I just went through pretty much the entire saw to try and get it running. And I never ran an old chainsaw before. I'd only ran, newer saws. And running this saw always brings a smile to my face. Oh my gosh. This is just an Amazon chain, but I ended up doing a good round file to it so that it is nice and sharp. Anyways, kind of just to give you guys a brief overview of this saw, they made these from the 1960s to the 1980s, and this is a 54cc saw. It does not have a full wrap on it, it's just a partial wrap. Now they did make these saws that actually did have a full wrap on them, which is pretty darn cool, I might add. But this one just has a partial wrap on the back of the saw. It's got a manual oiler right here, and then this is kind of where the air box is at. It's got this toggle switch to turn it off and on. These saws are pretty darn cool. You just have to remember to oil the chain. So I need to tune this saw. The saw is kind of roughly tuned, but it definitely needs a little bit better of a tune than the way I have it, just to kind of scream on that top end. I have a fresh plug in this saw. It's been fully topped off and fueled, and I'm just going to bring you guys along and just kind of show you guys how fun it is to run the saw. And by the way, you can see that it doesn't even have a muffler on there. It just kind of has this little box right here, and this thing is crazy loud, so I'm wearing earmuffs to get the saw tuned. I'm gonna throw my chaps on here real quick, and we'll get the saw tuned up and show you guys actually how fun it is to run an old saw. Well, you guys can see too, I've got some wood behind me. So this wood here has got to get bucked. I'm not gonna buck all of it because I want to teach my wife how to run a chainsaw, so we're gonna do a video with her on cutting some of this more easy stuff that's off the ground. So I think we're gonna focus on that log right over there. Let's get this saw started, and then I'm gonna kind of tune it by ear. The best tuning video that I know of is by Gordy at West Coast Saw. So maybe tune into him if you really wanna learn how to tune a saw. I'm still learning, but you can't really go wrong in these old saws. Starting procedure on this, it's got a trigger lock. So you pull the trigger down, press this knob on the side, and then this is the choke. Little burble, take the choke off. This thing is loud. Let this thing warm up a little bit. I'm gonna lean up that bottom screw just a little bit. These screws right here on the side. Almost there. There she goes. Man! You can see the chain still spinning. I'm going to drop the idle a little bit. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's go cut some wood with this saw. I'll be honest, this is so loud. This saw is so loud because there is zero muffler on this thing. Even with these earmuffs on, it's like I need to put plugs underneath it. But you guys could see, this is a capable saw. I mean, for being made in like, I think this saw is dated like late 60s, early 70s. This saw is pretty dang good. Let's go cut some down there. I'm starting to encroach on my wood up here for another video, so let's go down here. Turn the idle up a little bit. This thing is crazy. Well, you guys, I'm not gonna make this video longer than it absolutely has to be, but I'm telling you, this is so fun. If you haven't ran an old chainsaw, give it a try. If you can go out to your grandpa's shop and see if he doesn't have an old piece of machinery like this. I never had any experience running an old saw until this, and this was my first introduction kind of into the old saws that the old timers used to run, and they're pretty darn cool. They have so much character, have so much use, and surprisingly they actually can compete with today's modern saws. Now of course it's totally different. You're talking about an invention that was made so that you didn't have to use a crosscut saw to cut a log. Your chainsaw was probably based off of this old Homelite, and so to me that had some awesome character. If you can, get outside, try and run one of these saws. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, like, subscribe, maybe give it a share. Hope you guys have an awesome day today and get outside and enjoy an old saw.